And a young man wake up, call Nnamdi Kanu, say my people are being marginalized. You went to kidnapping in Kenya. The same thing Sunday Boy is fighting for. The same thing Aziz is fighting for. The same thing Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. So why is Nnamdi Kanu different? That you sentence him. You are beating the drum that you cannot dance. And when it comes, I and you will be here. The way you call Igbo said, Igbo never opened their mouth to say Lagos is a no man's land. That word was spoken by Alhaji Lateef Jakande, the former executive governor of Lagos State. May his soul rest in perfect peace. He said it wasn't Igbo people. Let Igbo breathe. Igbo this, Igbo that, Igbo this, Igbo that. What is wrong? You go to Ondo, go to all this northern part of Nigeria, go and see what the Igbo people do there. Go to Kanu, go to Futawa Baliwa Square, go to Tafa Baliwa Street, go to Southern Kaduna, Kafansha, Kagoro, Gidanwaya, Godogodo, Mancho, go and see. In my state, in Ondo, come and see what Igbo people are doing there. Igbo people, they will turn desert to the city. But what do? I'm a Yoruba man. When Yoruba make money in abroad, they go home. They say, Lela Bosimioko. But anywhere Igbo man find themselves, that is where they belong. They build the place. So until you realize that your politician, Igbo has no problem. And I can tell you, if they separate themselves today, me and you, we are here. But why are you still afraid of giving them? Look at me. Screen record me. I don't care. I'm a typical Omo Yoruba ni mi, abi mi londo, mo dagba sondo. Let me tell you my pedigree nondo. Emi Omo Lujo mo dobore so de owo pa. So me not think say na one Igbo guy dey talk. And I've been in this job of military for 35 years. I have 2 years to go. So until we begin to tell ourselves the truth, that Igbo is not our problem, but the politician, your vice president today, these are the people that started Boko Haram, Kasim Shettima, himself and Modu Sharif. But today is your vice president. Your president's son sitting one by one with Gumi, eating cola. You didn't say anything, but you keep mentioning Igbo, 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 Igbo. You push Igbo people to the wall, and that's why they went back. Look, moderator, I'm really hot. Let me stop here because I'm beginning to.
My Yariba brothers, una good morning, no. Let me use an Yoruba intonation to greet you this morning. Benny, good morning. Karo. Ndi Benny is no gonye jiteto laugh or toto ya. When you wake up, it becomes your own morning. So I'm laughing because I'm beginning to see that what we are running away from is what is actually happening these days. And in case you don't understand the idiom or the proverb, it means that if the yam refuses to grow from the head, it must surely grow from the tail, because even the tail of the yam is a seed for the yam to grow. Why am I happy? They want to bury us in the Igbo, but we are seeds. The word with pigs are seed. If you follow Jesus, he said the word as pigs are seed. I mean, this word as seed, they have spirit, they have life. When they go into the ground, they grow and germinate. So there was a deliberate intention to eliminate Lord Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because everybody fell. Hey, he wants to divide Nigeria. He wants to separate us. He's one causing problem. He never even reached 3 months where they sentence him to jail. Everywhere Nigeria now want to divide, physically, not just talking online. I laugh in pidgin English. Once again, Benny, in fact, it's happening before our eyes. That everybody is now shouting at Willow, I want to go my separate way.
Niger people, we don't reach where we they go. Yes, so as we they talk, so some people carry map of Nigeria, they spread them for in front of their on their table. Not before Nigeria here, for abroad. They look. The noise of Nigeria is too much. They kill themselves, they swallow themselves, they roast themselves. We don't want any problem in that area of the world. I want to divide them. Even our president will say they don't know where he go, say he missed for 2 weeks. I suspect saying that this arithmetic he go do. Because they talk and say, some people say a document, a leakage from the presidency, is that the presidency is planning United States of Nigeria. Foul. We don't want United States of Nigeria. We want United Federations of Nigeria. We don't want United Mushroom States of Nigeria. We want United Iroko Federations of Nigeria. You know, say, if you go farm, you won't pick mushroom now. Now, cutlass, they take pick up. Not be hand. Put them for basket, put them for head, they go. After you don't divide yourself, finish. You say you don't finish working. You can't get United States of Nigeria, United Mushroom States of Nigeria. Then when Sharia states come, they will combine together, come they pick us one by one, they chop. No way. Now, may we talk how we go divide them. Anybody who want help Nigerians now, you should know that if you want to divide Nigeria, the most important factor now is Sharia. The second one is culture and language. Now, may we look at where. Now, if we want to divide Nigeria, let us follow it how we go divide them. The Sharia states of Nigeria, about 10 of them, from Zamfara to Borno, all of them will come together and form Sharia Federation of Nigeria. That's now one Iroko. Then the Middle Belt, which consists of all the minorities in the north, and even the minorities where they join majority, like Southern Kebbi, Southern Kaduna, Southern Gobe, maybe Southern Bauchi, then Adamawa and Taraba, where they join Sharia state before. All of them, they will gather them together into the Middle Belt. That is Middle Belt Iroko Federation. Then, Oduduwa Federation. Oduduwa Federation is anywhere where they call Wa, where Wa is their come. You know, say now Wasobia will be for where Wa is their come, right? Those ones, like the Yoruba speaking area of Kwara State and Kogi State, all of them will join their people where they for Southwest now. They'll form Oduduwa Republic. From anywhere in the South, where Wa still they hear Wa or they speak Wa, all of them will form Oduduwa Republic. Now the East, Biafra, anywhere where they talk Bia neighbor, Bia Biko, Kongjo, all of them, either you say you be Igbo, Abikwere, Abikwa Leo, Abikwani, all of them, pata, so far, even from Benue, anywhere in Benue where they speak Bia, because Igbo people still dey Benue, where military soldier people use their biro, use their Fulani biro, carve. All those carve, where they carve this one, join this one, carve this one, join this one, so that you know get power. May they divide and rule. All those ones, anywhere, Bia dey for Kogi, Bia dey for Benue. All of them, they will gather them together. Bia dey for Delta. All the Bia where they Delta, all of them, they will gather themselves together and form Biafra Republic. Then, you get one region where they create, those days, Midwestern states. That Midwest now, all the people where know they speak Bia, where know they speak Wa, where they in between Wa and Bia, all of them can form Midwestern Federation. So now, we see that we can have Sharia Federation Republic, we can have Middle Belt Federation Republic, Oduduwa Federation Republic, Biafra Federation Republic, and Midwestern Federation Republic. That is 5. And these ones, each federation is a republic. So we are now United Federation of Nigeria, United Federations of Nigeria. Anybody where this one no please, then option 2 be say Sharia Republic go by itself. Now we say won't divide Nigeria to pieces now, where everybody will bear a name. So we have Sharia North, they will call themselves any name where they want. The Middle Belt Federation will call the name any go day by own. No, you know, it's a federation by itself. Then Oduduwa go get your own federation by himself. Then Biafra go get your own federation by himself. Then Midwest go get your own federation by himself. If they like, they fit sign MOU with each other. If they like, everybody dey your own. Who won't go from one place to the other, go carry your own passport. Finish. So it's either that we also give and take and be reasonable and get an arrangement that will consolidate Nigeria to greatness, or if we no agree for our craze too much, then everybody go your own way as God created us from the beginning. Now British now come bring us together in one basket. Now make God everybody go as God created them in those days where where Yoruba and Igbo and Middle Belt day where they jollificate together. Nobody be Nigeria. So that is the thing. So if we cooperate, we'll march into greatness. If we not cooperate, we still march into greatness in pieces. That's all.
I saw a video of a Benue guy shouting, "We are not Northerners, we are Middle Belt." I see another video of people shouting, "South is our region. We want to create Niger Republic." So what is now the difference between what Kanu is saying and what all of you are saying? What is now the difference? Hypocrites of the highest order. So at the end of the day, Kanu has been vindicated. It means that what he's saying is absolutely true. The same Fulani that all of you are running away from today is what he has been criticizing for years. No wonder the Igbos call him a prophet, saying na onyabu prophet, because everything he said, predicted, are coming to pass. If truly what the Americans are pushing are going to happen, is it not true that what Mazi Nnamdi said is true, that Tinubu will be the last president of Nigeria? If truly what the Americans is pushing come to pass, and Nigeria is divided whether into 2 states or into 3 or 4 states, it's not the same thing he said. Kill him because he's an Igbo man. Kill him. So all of you want to say the same thing he's saying, but all of you are angry because it's an Igbo man that is saying it. Because it's an Igbo man that wants to be free. Ndị ara ndị ocho. Ndị nkịta lachara ike. Anyway, I'm happy that it's an Yoruba man that is saying this. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's an Yoruba man that is saying this. That's why I say that I don't want to generalize some information or criticize people based on generalization, because that will tantamount of me assuming that everybody is the same. There's a benefit of doubt that some people are not going to be. Some people are going to think differently from the box. That is the truth. But today, we are beginning to see that almost everywhere in Nigeria, what is trending now that if Nigeria will divide, we want to be this. So you want Nigeria to truly divided, but you are criticizing the Igbos for agitating for their own state of Biafra. You want Nigeria to be divided. Automatically, it means that if Tinubu step down now, Sunday Igboho will come back to start agitating for Oduduwa Republic. I laugh a bit in English. Who is fooling who? Who is deceiving you? Is it not obvious that most of you have accepted that the unity will not work? This is why people like us are agitating for regional government. But if we talk and say, let people man for regional government, now you see degree 34. That is what's for the unity, the regional government, and bring unity government. Now you have 50-something years after Aguiyi have been killed in 1966. You have not been able to change the unitary system to regional government. Who are you blaming? An Igbo man, let's assume what you are saying is true. Let's assume it is Aguiyi that united Nigeria and remove regionalism. Because as of 1966 January, when Aguiyi took over, there are 4 regions in Nigeria: the northern region, the western region, the Midwest region, and the eastern region. Now you claim that Igbo man removed the regional government within 6 months, January 1966 to July 1966 when when Gowon took over. Why haven't you since 1966 to today, which is 60 years and change it? Igbo man has not ruled Nigeria since then. It is between Yoruba and Hausa and Fulani. Yet, you still point finger to somebody who did something within 6 months, but you have 50 years to correct it. You did not correct it. You have brought all these different mechanics. You claim, is it not for you to say, okay, I cannot repair this motor, let the person that spoiled it come and repair it. As it is today, Igbo man is vying to be the Nigerian president. And everybody know that if an Igbo man enter there, he will do better than all of you. He will change the system. But no, he will separate Nigeria. Igbo man will never rule Nigeria. Oh yeah, now, why are you not shouting that you want Nigeria to divide? The North are the one crying now. You don't want to. Why don't you change it to regional government? You that have been having power since. Because you know that once there is a regional government, the crude oil wells, the oil wells that your Sultan of Sokotos and your emirs and all those northern people have in the south and in the south and the southeast, they will lose it. Selfish individuals and hypocrites. And instead of you to come online and address the main issue, you are crying foul and a wolf. This is the problem we have in 21st century. Nigerians who are hypocrites, who doesn't want to face the truth. Well, I really thank God that a day like this has come. That it is not the Yoruba elders that are speaking up. That man claimed to have been in the service for 35 years, meaning that he's not a kid. And this other man is an Yoruba elder. So watch the next video and see where the Yorubas are the one telling the Fulanis that the quest they are into to divide Nigeria will be the one that will destroy Nigeria. I'm out of here, Joe.
Let's look at the Fulani question clearly.
Yes.
Where is the Fulani question taking Nigeria?
Well, there's only one way it is taking Nigeria, is to destroy the country, to destroy the space. Well, it has destroyed the country, and that's why I say we have now a space, is to take over that space and drive away, kill as many as they can kill, rape as many as they can rape, do whatever, plunder as many as much they can, and take ownership of a place that never belonged to them. That is where they are taking Nigeria to. And the resistance that will follow their ambition, their nefarious plans, is that will bring now the confrontation that will nail the coffin of a place they used to call Nigeria.
It will nail it?
Oh yes, certainly.
There's already a coffin?
Certainly. There's no doubt in my mind. The Fulani are, they may be politically savvy because of their advisors in Britain and US, but they are too unintelligent to want to take over the space called Nigeria. They are too unintelligent to think that they can ever become owners of this place. It's just not possible.
Is that not a conspiracy
Intelligent
theory?
people will not attempt. Any intelligent people who cannot take over ordinary Biram in Plateau State, who have tried for more than 25 years and they have not been able to conquer Biram, just Biram, and take it over, who have never dared to attack a single village in Lantan, will now dream that they can overrun the entire Igbo land or overrun a Yoruba land.
But where is that theory coming from?
Which theory?
This theory of Fulani wanting to take over our land. Is it not a conspiracy theory that might tear us apart?
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. They tried in Plateau. Plateau is almost 100% a Christian place. Bauchi is about 80% Christian. Nasarawa is about 90% Christian. Niger State is about 60% Christian. But see what is there now. Benue had been completely ravished. Kogi State is under continuous attack. And they come, they displace the people there. They settle there. When you go to Sango Katav, Sagut Katab has virtually become a Fulani enclave, which wasn't so 20 years ago. It wasn't so during the time Lekwot gave them resistance. What I'm saying, therefore, is that the way they have plundered Benue, that people there can no longer go to their farms, they go into the houses, kidnap, rape, so on and so forth. The plan is to continue, once they will have taken over the whole place, is now to move downward south. Like they've now moved to the east, they've moved to south, they've been killing people in Delta, they're doing the same thing in Yoruba land. Let me land. You can now see that it is the same pattern. That was the way it started when between 1804 and 1880, Yumfa, the supreme head of the Hausa kingdoms, of the Hausa 7 kingdoms, were massacred, and they took over and then installed emirs in these places. And they've not relented. It's the same dream that they want to continue now that they had a man who had greater sympathy for their cause than they ever had.